The early to mid-90s were a great time not only for gaming in general, but particularly for point-and-click adventures. While several publishers contributed excellent examples of the genre, the undisputed kings were LucasArts. For the last few years, former LucasArts designer Tim Schafer's Double Fine studios have been busily remastering the best of these for the current formats. This year, it's the turn of sci-fi biker mashup Full Throttle. You play as Ben, the surly but solid as a rock leader of the Polecats biker gang. After being stitched up by the nefarious executives of a multi-million-pound corporation, your job is to catch up with your gang before they suffer a similar fate, and to get yourself off the hook for murder. A couple of major differences set Full Throttle apart from its stablemates of the time. The first lies in the interface, which, instead of presenting a list of actions or a fully context-aware cursor, uses a directional menu through which you can select a boot to kick, a fist to use, a mouth to talk, and eyes to examine. Although tweaks have been made which cause the cursor to snap to the various options, the interface is still a little cumbersome. We actually didn't realise the examine option was present until we made it halfway through the game, and, despite playing on the Vita, found that playing via the touchscreen was far harder than using the thumbstick and buttons. The other major difference lies in the fact that there are a few vaguely arcade-like sections where you control Ben on his bike. These seem to be heavily inspired by Road Rash, but the combat mechanic never ventures far from button mashing whenever a rival biker ventures too close. Although point-and-click purists may balk at the thought, most of them are unobtrusive enough to get through without spoiling the pace of the game. In addition to slightly remastering the controls, Double Fine have also fully revamped the soundtrack and graphics. As ever, the remastered music is actually far worse than the original, and even the new art is something of an acquired taste. The good news is that you can switch between the old and new styles at will, and then configure which you want to keep in the menu. We recommend switching to the original music, but persevering with the remastered art purely for the sake of keeping the widescreen ratio. Arcade sections aside, the game has aged remarkably well. The script is endlessly witty and contains several genuinely hilarious gags. It's also fully voice acted by a great cast, including Mark Hamill as the slimy executive cheating and murdering his way to the top regardless of who gets in his way. While the running time is notably shorter than the likes of Day of the Tentacle and Grim Fandango, remastered in 2016 and 15 respectively, it's still decent for the price, and arguably results in better pacing. The puzzles themselves are also far milder, which we actually preferred over the puzzles featured in Grim Fandango, that could often be obnoxiously obtuse. Whether you played all of LucasArts' output religiously at the time, or somehow missed out on this particular entry, Full Throttle Remastered is an essential purchase for point-and-click adventure fans, a fun and witty love letter to the golden age of gaming. The enduring feeling this left us with is one of hope that Double Fine will be working on Indiana Jones and the fate of Atlantis next. We're giving it 82%, which on our review scale is very good. Arcade sections aside, this is an essential remastering of a point-and-click adventure classic.